We're learning Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bas Yaakov. Masechus Nedarim Perek Tes Mishna Vav Peischin b'Yamim Tovim u'b'Shabbos. When you go to a Chacham and he finds a Pesach for the Neder, he could be Pesach with Yom Tov and Shabbos. What does that mean? If a person made a Neder that he's not going to eat basar or he's going to fast for a certain amount of time, and you tell him, if you would have known that on Shabbos and Yom Tov you're going to run into a problem, would you have made the neder? And he says no, so then that's a good Pesach. Originally they would say, Oisen Hayamim, on those days, meaning the Shabbos and day of Shabbos and Yom Tov itself, Mutarin. For those days, the neder wasn't chal. But for Shar Kol Yom, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he's not allowed to eat basar, he has to fast. Asurin, Achabar Rabbi Akiva, until Rabbi Akiva came, Velimid, and he taught us, Shah neder, Shahuter Miksasai, Huter Kula. Neder, that's Huter Miksasai, is Huter Kula, and we had this concept brought earlier in Perek Gimel Mishnah Beis. There's a machlekes over here, the Rosh and the Ran, what the reasoning behind is. The Rosh says it's a svara, and the Rab brings this down, that a person originally only made a neder, al das, that it should be miskayim, the whole neder. As soon as you find the Pesach for part of the neder, he never had das for the rest of the neder to be chal. The Ran says that it's learned out from a pasuk, like the Taisis Yanta points out, the word limid, Achabar Rabbi Akiva limid, and he taught us, he learned that out from a pasuk, and he brings us on the Rishalmi, that it says, Kechol hayetzim yipiv yaseh, mashma dafka, if it's kulei kayim. Mishnah Zayin, Ketzad, what's the example of Huter Miksasei, Huter Kula? Amar koinim she'eni nena lekulchim, a person says, I'm not going to have anah to all of you, so Huter echa mehem, Huter Kulan. As soon as you find the Pesach for one of them, then the whole neder is not chal. She'eni nena lezeh ulezeh, but if he says lezeh ulezeh, then Huter Harishan, Hutra and Kulan. And the Rav explains that we're talking about that he was Taila the second neder on the first one and the third one on the second one. In other words, he said on the second person, Harei Zek Harishan, and on the third one, he said Harei Zek is Sheni. So if the first one is Hutter, so then Mamela, the second one and the third one are all Hutter. But if he said Hutter Achram, but Hutter Achram, if they only found the Pesach to be Mater, the last one, so then Ha'achrim Mutter V'kulan Asurin. Only the last one is Mutter, but the first ones weren't dependent on the last one, and therefore they're Asar. Hutter Hamsai. So same concept. Himeno Lamata Mutter. Anyone whose nether came after him is Mutter. Himeno Lamaila Asar. Anyone whose nether was before is Asar. Sheini Nena Lezeh Carbon Lezeh Carbon. This is the last case of the Mishnah. If he said to each person, besides saying Sheini Nena Lekulcham, he said to each one is, you are to me like a carbon, and you are to me like a carbon. So he spoke out to each one, Lezeh Carbon or Lezeh Carbon. So you can pass then each one is independent of each other. This is called Prata, with negate other things in Shas. And the Gemara just speaks out, this is going like Reb Shimon, that it's only considered a prata if you use the word carbon for each one. So he said lezeh carbon or lezeh carbon. If he just said lezeh, lezeh, or he said lezeh, lezeh, then it wouldn't be considered prata. Then you could still say that each one was dependent on the other. But over here, since he said lezeh carbon or lezeh carbon, each one needs its own Pesach.